Weekly Watch Report on Monday. 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 All right, let's get into the Weekly Watch Report, where we talk about the things we watched this week. So, where do I want to begin? Squid Game, I'll get that out of the way. Finished it. I'll give it...
Don't tell me who won.
I won't.
I'm still watching. I'm on episode 5.
I'll give it a B-. I very much...
How many episodes is it? 10? 9? 10?
9 or 10.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
Somewhere around there. It was just press and play and let them all go.
For sure.
I'll give it a B-. I thought the beginning was a lot more captivating. I was way more into it, but still, you got to finish it out. And I still think it's a great show. Like, I'm hoping that they make more seasons.
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy documentary. Loved it.
I gotta watch that.
Love learning about early days of Eddie Murphy. I love seeing everybody talk about him, their own stories. So much fun. I will give that an A. I love documentaries like that. Anything about entertainers, comedians, actors.
Yeah.
Like, I love it. The Jonas Brothers Christmas movie.
You didn't like it?
I did not love it.
You didn't like it?
I did not love it.
Really? You didn't think it was funny?
No, it was cute and it was funny. I think why did I have higher expectations for just a fun Christmas movie?
Yeah.
I think
Maybe I hyped it up too much.
think-
Fran was definitely hyping it up.
I think that you hyped it
But
up.
I think I was hyping it up because my expectations were so low that it exceeded my expectations.
Okay, so I had the opposite where I was like, this is going to be the best movie of the year.
Yeah.
No, it was cute and funny, and I just like seeing the brothers together.
Yeah.
Like, their rapport is funny to me. There were times where I did catch myself like cackling at a joke, being like, this is so them, and you're like, okay, ground yourself for a minute. You don't know them that well. Relax. You have to find those moments.
Yes.
But I could have done without it being a musical, if I'm being completely honest. I actually enjoyed the parts where they were not singing a lot more, like the actual like movie part of it, where when they broke out.
You want the brothers not to sing?
I love the brothers singing, but maybe if they ended the movie with one big jam sesh.
Yeah.
I don't know. The first time they broke out into song, I started hysterical laughing. Like, I was like, here we go.
I did turn it on because I wanted to like be able to talk about it, and that's when I turned it off. The musical thing lost me. But I will say,
it's a musical.
The first part of it though, like, I was like, no wonder why Fran, like, if you're a Jonas Brothers fan, like, this has to be the greatest thing ever.
It was enjoyable to see the brothers in this environment, just like having fun and making
fun.
jokes.
And like I said, it's a Christmas movie.
Christmas movie. No,
nothing, not like a serious plot.
No, it's not high stakes. High stakes.
No.
And there's something so fun watching them make self-aware jokes.
Yeah.
That I really enjoy.
Yep.
But then Matt and I are just like debating things about the Jonas Brothers the entire movie. Like, who's the better singer? Who's the best looking? Like, I'm like, he had a lot to say about Joe's chest tattoo. And I was like, you just don't get it.
Yeah.
I was like, his chest tattoo looks really good.
Yeah.
In certain, I think, settings. That towel on stage. He was like, but right there, his chest tattoo. And I'm like, listen, you're nitpicking Joe Jonas right now. You're being nitpicky about Joe's chest tattoo. All right, buddy?
And you're just looking for that one thing that you can complain
trying to find one thing about. And of course.
He's funny, he's charming, he's hot. You're trying to pick one thing
he said this. He goes, I love that they're short.
Of course, yeah.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
Joe's not that short.
Buddy. They're short. They're like 5'6".
No way.
Yes. Joe Jonas
I've been around them.
I look like Joe Jonas like straight in the eye.
No, Joe Jonas is like 5'6".
Damn.
Maybe 5'7", and Nick is definitely 5'6".
I knew Nick was like the shorter one, but
Joe Jonas.
Nick and Joe are both pretty short.
It says Joe's 5'7" online.
Yeah, which is
Wow.
Joe's probably is 5'7", but that's.
And then it also says Nick is 5'6".
Yeah.
Kevin's the tallest.
Kevin is the tallest.
At a strong 5'8".
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Or 5'9", it says Kevin is.
They
Kevin took all the height. He popped out first and he took all the height.
Franklin's taller than
Kevin and
Joe.
But they don't need the height. It doesn't matter. They have
Joe
everything else. So it's fine. But we were talking about who
doesn't stop Joe from dating this fucking supermodel that he's dating right now.
No.
Looking up at her.
We were talking about He looked up at Sophie Turner too.
Yeah.
We talked about who he thinks about her singer between Joe and Nick. Now Kevin, he's throwing his hat in the ring.
Kevin's in the mix.
He's in the mix. But I go back and forth between Joe and Nick. It depends on which song.
It depends on the song for sure.
But
they both have a very distinct sound.
As a whole, I'll give this movie. I don't want them to see
You
this.
can be honest.
I'll give it a C+.
Yeah.
The Will Ferrell stuff was funny. At the beginning.
Strong start.
Strong start.
Strong start.
I thought that was
hilarious.
I can't believe Will was there
very
again.
funny.
I thought that was hilarious. That was a great beginning. That was so perfect. I loved that. It was cute though.
Yeah.
I enjoyed my time watching it. And
That song, by the way, is insanely catchy. I will say their Christmas
The new
song.
Christmas
song.
Not the new one. The You Make Every Day Feel Like It's like.
Oh,
if
that's
I
an
hear-
old one.
Yeah.
No, that's an older one. If I hear that though, like the whole day, it's just in my head.
it is a very catchy
no,
one.
it's so catchy.
I do like the new one too that they do the big dance number in
Yes.
in the train station.
Me too. I love that one too.
Coming home this Christmas.
They're all very catchy.
Yeah.
So
The one time that I did laugh about the breaking out in song was Joe's song with Chloe Bennett when they were like walking and then they
Yeah.
both started singing. I was like, okay, this is like trying to be gotta go my own way, but it's not. But it's not right now. You know.
Right. We don't need
And
this right now.
yeah, but granted, that's a musical, and so when they break out in song in a musical, it's like, damn, they're really breaking out in song.
Right. But I don't want the brothers to think that I didn't like it because I did.
Yeah.
It just I wasn't. It was
Yeah.
cute.
Yep.
Sebastian Maniscalco's new special. I love Sebastian's older specials.
Mm-hmm.
This one was fine. It was some funny parts, not my favorite, but still funny.
Yeah.
Still enjoyed my time. Why not? I'll give this also a C+. Wasn't my favorite of his specials, but still enjoyed my time.
I don't think I've ever watched one full one
Really?
of his specials. I'm not like that much of a stand-up I don't watch that much of it.
Really?
Yeah.
We were just reminiscing on a lot of stand-up this past week. I think the Eddie Murphy doc
Yeah, right. probably
inspired me of that. But
It has to be like really talked about for me to be like, oh, we should watch
really?
this. Yeah.
I would go through like deep phases of even like before I started working here, just like when I was younger.
Yeah.
Where I loved stand-up comedy. And do you remember the phase where like Kevin Hart was like the funniest person alive?
Yes.
Like when Kevin Hart released his stand-up in like 2016.
Yeah.
It was like he was the funniest person
Yeah.
alive. And we went back and watched that this past week and we were like, it's still fucking funny.
Yeah.
It still hits. But there are a couple of stand-up specials that stick in my mind. One of them being Sebastian's that from years ago that just reminds me so much of my family that it's one of those. You know when you can really like so typical to be like, oh, I relate, but like, you know, when you just start envisioning your life with it and you just start cracking up.
Yeah.
That's my favorite kind of stand up.
The John Mulaney post rehab one is always the probably by far
That's what we
one of
watched.
the funniest ones.
We watched that Saturday night.
It is so funny.
So funny. The way that I was laughing on the couch Saturday night and like nobody else was laughing that hard. But actually me and Kelly were like
Yeah.
really
Kelly loves him too.
Yeah.
I'm also just not like
You're
an
not like a
audible
laugh out
audible
loud
laugh.
guy.
Like I'm like
Yeah.
like chuckle to myself or like I'm just smiling, but I'm not
Yeah.
like ha ha.
Yeah.
No, I was hitting like the
Yeah.
you know when I get those laughs,
Uh-huh.
like I was hitting those hard. And I can't help myself. That
It's a
Baby
funny
J
special.
special
It's
is
so funny.
fucking hilarious. So we watched that as well, but that's a rewatch for me. So I mean that's an A, but it's a rewatch. I watched The Beast in Me,
Same.
but not all
Claire
of it.
Danes.
I watched with Claire Danes and Brittany Snow's in this too, which took me by surprise.
She's in a lot.
She has
She's
been really
making
crushing
quite
it.
her rounds. The Beast in Me. I only watched 4 episodes. I will give this a B. I like it. Coming off of All Her Fault, though,
Yeah.
I thought All Her Fault was so good
Yeah.
that going to this right after, it just
Right.
It's
I've
kind
seen a
of
lot
like
of
a
people
similar,
comparing
like,
the two.
psychological thriller type situation where going right after it, it's good.
Yeah.
But
The guy in it is creepy.
oh my God, he's a phenomenal actor. He is creepy. And so enjoying that right now. Got to finish that. Did 4 episodes. Kardashians caught up. Kourtney's got some problems.
She's got some attitude problems.
Kim is sitting there telling her that she had a hit out on her,
Mm.
and like all these things that are happening this week to her, and Courtney just hits her with a, "Have you tried a date with butter and salt?" And Kim's like, "Thank you for this deep conversation where I told you I have a hit out on my life."
Yeah.
And then it cuts to Courtney in the confessional, and she was like, "I mean, I just get bored. And like, I just, to me, like, I don't relate to this. Like, I'm breastfeeding. So to me, like, a butter and date is interesting." It's like, your sister just told you that somebody put a hit out on her life.
Yeah.
And you're like, "Hey, how about this snack?"
Yeah.
It's like, I get what she's trying to do and what she means when she wants to, like, be positive and separate herself. I'm like, that's all fine and dandy. But when you're just, like, genuinely being rude to people, that's not cool.
I did see, I'm behind on a bunch of episodes, but I did see the clip of her, like, they're just, Kim's talking about the lawyer stuff, and she was like, Courtney was saying to her, "Don't you feel like maybe you could put this on pause now to be like more present for your kids?"
Yeah.
And it was just such like and they're sisters, so I guess it's, doesn't come across as shamey as if like a friend said it to you probably, but just like a classic mom shamey. I feel like Courtney loves a mom shame.
Loves doing that.
And at the same time, I'm just like, you know what I'm really intrigued by, and I don't know what the details are, but it's like her older kids. Where are they?
I don't know.
Because Scott talking at the beginning of the season about potentially moving to New York. And obviously, like, whatever, that didn't happen. But when Chloe was like, and what, like, he was like, well, like, Mason, come with me. It's like, so if you were to move, Mason would go live with you in New York?
Yeah.
Like, it's just interesting of where that all stands, because it does feel like Courtney's so mom, but is like mom mode with just the new baby. Like, it's just like a lot of rocky stuff.
I agree, and I feel like we don't get the information on that.
Yeah, and maybe now she just doesn't want the kids on the show as much, which is also very possible because she doesn't show Rocky's face on the show or anything like that. So that could be a big part of it as well. But yeah, that comment to Kim was like, and Kim's like, "No, I like that my kids like see that I'm working hard and want like put my mind to something and like want to accomplish it." And she was like, don't you think you'd be like home more?
Yeah, Kim was like, "I like learning new things," which I think is great, because especially like in what she does for a living, I could imagine the yearning for wanting to learn new things.
Yeah.
So that was interesting. I'll give that a C+. It's like the Kardashians. It's, classic. You chuckle a little bit. Kris Jenner, Khloe, very funny together and entertaining enough.
Yep.
And then the last thing was All Her Fault, which was really good.
So good. I watched it this weekend.
I'll give All Her Fault a solid A. That is, I love a show that can just rope you in like that and makes you want to not go to sleep. You want to watch all the episodes. You stay up late watching it. I want one that'll keep me up till 2 a.m. watching it. And this is that kind of show. Great acting by all of them. Incredible twist. I mean, it's just one of those that you can't predict. Like at the beginning, you're predicting a lot of different things to happen, and I don't want to spoil it because
well, maybe we just say because we can talk about it.
Okay, spoiler.
So, did you watch it, Noah?
Yeah, I watched
it. Okay, so big spoiler alert, big fat spoiler for All Her Faults. Big fat spoiler for All Her Faults. I think as much as pause.
Mm-hmm.
I think as much as you could anticipate something was happening with the husband, because, he's lying about a lot. He realizes he lies about the accident. And it's like, you still don't think it's that.
Yes.
I still didn't think it was that. I still didn't think he did that.
Well,
but you also don't know a lot, which is good. Like, the way it's formatted is like they keep a lot of that stuff hidden throughout the story so that they tell this different story and you come up with the whole idea. Like, I was texting one of my friends while I was watching because we were at dinner the other night, like, talking about it. I said, I'm only at episode 4. She was like, "Oh my God, you could tell me when you get through it." And And in my mind, I was like, I texted her like, classic storyline of like Nanny Carey style of, a woman who goes through some sort of terrible childbearing story or pregnancy or something where she then kidnaps a kid and is like, I'm going to be your mom now. Like we've seen that before.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm texting her like, oh, so classic
Classic
Josie,
One Tree
whatever,
Hill.
like classic this. And it was funny because I was laughing that her fake name was Carrie, and then I was like, so Nanny Carey, like the whole thing. And then you have to watch all the way to the end for it to be like, no, you're missing a whole chunk of that story, and that was the accident, which obviously they didn't tell you about till the last episode of like, no, there was an accident.
For sure. And watching the show, I was like, what is the deal with the siblings? Who gives a shit? Like I
Right.
Throughout the show, I'm like, I mean, what do they have to do with this story?
I felt that a little bit with Dakota Fanning's storyline. I was like, how is Jenny not involved really at all? Like, I understand her marriage is not great and her husband's like lying to her and drinking. So, but I think it was all just tied. The whole theme of just like deceit,
and also like the title's all her fault when really it's all his fault because it falls on the woman.
They're all like, Jenny's getting blamed for everything.
Yeah.
That she's too busy at work and blah blah. Meanwhile, his ass is sitting in a fucking parking lot watching TikToks.
Yeah, like gross.
Yeah.
But I had the same feeling about that. I was like, who gives a shit about this deadbeat husband? Like,
for sure.
What? But I think it's to like throw you off the scent of like, could it be any one of these characters?
Yeah.
Because you're like, what is the point of them on the show?
Yep.
They had to have been involved.
Yep.
At one point, I was putting it on Michael Pena. I said, this detective's up to something. He's saying a lot of cliches.
Yeah.
Good people could do bad things.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is it him?
Right.
What's this narrative
I
going
know.
on?
I
I'm
was
like,
starting
why
to-
are they making him seem sketchy? But he was fine.
Yeah, I was starting to lean. He was also fantastic, by the way.
Yeah,
he was so good. I was towards like episode 6, 7. I was leaning to not the 6, 7.
I didn't even pick up on it.
But it came out of my mouth and I heard it and I said, "Oh no." Well, around that time. Around that
Am I
time.
supposed to do that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Juggle
Is
my
it
tits?
over? I don't know. 6, 7.
Sorry.
It's at. I was like, well, clearly Colin is in some money problems. He's moving money around to try and save the business. Like, how desperate did he get? Like, is he involved in this?
Yeah,
Somewhere-
you really could
somehow.
do any, like the siblings.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, what? But then when it was revealed, okay, first of all, not only did he trip his brother and
Lie about it for his entire life.
paralyze his brother, lied about it his entire life. He lied about him being able to get spine surgery.
Yeah.
I'm like, did we have to make him so like, because now he's just a big
evil.
fat liar and he's evil.
Right.
And she's still not leaving him. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, I'm like, the ending,
Yeah.
she ends up
Yeah.
killing him with the allergy.
Which I texted my friend and I said, I hope he fucking eats a massive soybean. And I was
Right.
like,
And there you go. But part of me was wishing in that moment when she found all that out that
Yeah.
she was going to just tell the cops and he would get got right there. Like,
Right,
I was like,
right,
tell
right.
them,
Right.
tell him. And you're rooting for that, but then that
Definitely,
would
but
be
the
that would just
same-
be the end of the show. And
Right,
there would be
'cause-
no way to end it. It would
Yeah.
just be like, all right, now he's the bad guy and that's it.
Yeah.
Which I still would have thought was good.
But she wasn't wrong in the fact that, like, if that were the case, it could have opened up a whole nother legal battle where she is not this kid's biological mom.
Right.
So it's like, if this were to go to court, or if Josie's deadbeat mom found out that the kid was alive, like, she could try and file to take custody of this kid because it's technically her blood
Right.
relative.
Well, then it opened up the question where I was like, do you keep the kid? Like,
Oh, I mean, that's why they were like, this is your,
like because
that's your child.
Because
At this point, you do.
because at this
Yeah.
point, that's her kid. She's
Yeah.
become so attached
Yeah.
to Milo.
And that kid would be like, imagine be like, never mind. I'm
Never
not your
mind,
mom."
I'm
You know
not
what
your
thought I
mom.
had in my mind though, that I was like, and this is so like, take yourself out of a show that's obviously fictional, and like, I was like, damn, what happens if and I thought this as they were laying in bed, they were both laying in bed with Milo looking at each other, and he was like, they ruled it they ruled self-defense, like it's over. And they're looking at Milo, and I'm like, what happens when this? It was like, what happens if he turns 25 and wants to do a 23andMe?
I mean, he'll find out. I mean, a lot of people
And
in
then
real life,
yeah.
a lot of people find shit
I
out
know. And
doing
then it's
that.
like, then how do you explain this one?
Right. Yeah, that's going to be a long
But
story.
It
but
was really, that was crazy. I mean, that was a classic. He had so many issues, Peter. And obviously he had one of those crazy like caregiver complexes of like, I need to take care of people to like make myself feel, it's the only thing that makes myself feel good.
Yeah.
And you saw that the whole way of obviously lying. And even when it was like, what's your favorite thing about Milo? And he was like, when he comes in,
When he has a
a nightmare and I can comfort him. It's like,
When he said that, I was
he
like, what the
clearly
fuck?
was very sick in the head.
Yeah.
And all that stuff that happened in their childhood and all the lying, like, really went to him. But yeah, also like the theme of how far will you go to take care of your kid? You see Michael Pena with his adorable son and, you know, lying to tampering with evidence to get his kid into that school, which is why I felt like the end was really made so much sense to me. Because it wasn't like a detective coming in and being like, well, here's what's right and this is what we should do. He's like, well, knowing what I just did,
Yeah.
I kind of understand. And this may not be the justice that I've been taught, but it feels like
Right.
it's the ending that feels appropriate. I also thought it was very interesting that the boyfriend, Josie's boyfriend, went to jail for years for selling Oxy. And then it was like the same charge for the kid that he was like, get this rich kid off of this charge. And how easy it was for that to just disappear because he had money.
Yeah.
And this poor guy who's struggling because now his young girlfriend's pregnant.
Right.
And he's like resorts to selling drugs and he's in jail for years.
Yeah, it's insane.
Years. So it was very well done. I thought it was a really good show.
Really, really good. We just need more shows like that just hook you in and make you not want to stop watching for all 8 episodes.
I know.
or whatever it is.
He plays he's a good actor, that guy. He
He's
plays Peter.
great.
What's his name?
Oh my god! I mean, he's one of those guys who you're just like, he's so good.
Jake Lacey. He's
Yeah.
really good.
He just
Yeah, he's
plays
good.
that character so well.
They were all so good. Sarah Snook was so good. I loved seeing Dakota Fanning in something like this. I thought she was so good.
Yeah.
You know, Abby Elliott, who was on SNL, who played the sister, she's
She's in The
really
Bear,
cornered
right?
really cornered the dysfunctional family
Yeah.
television show because she's also she's also the sister on The Bear.
Her character seemed very similar to.
That's why when she popped
Yeah.
in, I was like, why is this familiar?
Yeah, right. Yes, but they were all really, really good, just fantastic acting all around. The girl that played Josie, Carrie, whatever you want to call her, was also so
Yeah,
good.
they were all really good.
But,
That's a solid A show.
And last thought on that, Milo, cutest kid I've ever seen in my life.
Oh my god, have you seen his interviews?
No.
On the carpet?
Oh my god, no, I gotta look them up.
Stop. No, friend, you'll die.
I literally
Him
was like,
being-
give this kid an Oscar. He's a fantastic actor.
You will be dead at his
I gotta-
interviews on the carpet when they're
He's
asking him questions and he's fully answering. Like, he's saying he was more excited for this premiere than the last premiere he did.
Oh my god, he's a star.
They were asking, like, who would you trust with a secret? And he says Sarah.
Oh,
Like, it is so freaking cute. You have to watch it after this. It's
Oh my
so
God.
cute.
I mean, he really was like the cutest kid I've ever seen. I was like, this kid is adorable.
So cute.
What a name, Duke McCloud.
Amazing.
That's a name right there. That's his real name. Classic. Duke McCloud. He has a little Instagram.
He's so cute.
I was assuming that wasn't his.
Well, it could be
Maybe it's
run
run
by
by
his mom
Parents.
or perhaps a fan account.
Yeah. Maybe when he, like,
Daredevil Duke, is that what you're looking at?
Yeah.
so cute.
Oh my god, he's so cute. I can't take it.
I hope he grows up to be a star.
Seriously.
Because he's 6 years old and he's so good. Oh my God.
I
Amazing.
can't. I'm like, literally, he's the cutest kid
Yeah,
ever.
you have to watch his interviews after. They're so cute.
Oh, okay. I gotta look that up on TikTok.
Yeah. That is everything I watched.
I will also give All Her Fault an A. Really, really good. I loved being roped into a show like that, like you said. So definitely an A for me as well. I finished Selling Sunset,
Wow.
which I
forgot
stopped
about
for a
that.
while. Yeah. I made it, watched it, did the whole reunion and everything. I'm not surprised Chrishell's leaving this show at this point. I don't really know what the show's going to be without Chrishell. She really is a centerpiece of this show. And it's really tough. That was the only real element of the show to me, was seeing during the reunion of Chrishell and Emma's friendship kind of falling apart because of her boyfriend, on and off boyfriend, which you really don't even see that much on the show. Because half the time I feel like these shows, like the drama in the show, these shows are so fake. But hearing them talk about it in real life and all that went down, my first thought was like, yeah, kind of crazy that Chrishell and Emma were having issues over all of this, and Chrishell like publicly commented shitting on this guy, and it must have just gotten to that point. And I think a lot of girls know that feeling of when your friend starts to date somebody that is just fundamentally not a good person, and you know it, but they don't know it, or they know it and they don't care, and you are just fighting, trying to support her, and you're like, this is not going well. And it seemed like she just got to a point where it was like, I'm at my wit's end. I'm fed up about this. Because even Chelsea, when it's like she was trying to come and help mediate, was like, she's like, you're not going to get me to say one nice word about this guy. Like, I don't care what story he's telling. And Emma seems great, but it's like you got the blind over your face. Like, you're hearing some of these stories, and she's like, well, that's not like really how it went, and he said this and that. And I'm like, no. I don't really think there's any defending any part of this story. The guy sounds like a douchebag. So that's really, that was kind of crazy. And it sucks that it's all kind of ended to that. I don't know where they are as a relationship. I know I saw Mary do an interview recently that was like, oh, they're not together currently. But like, if you're lying to your friend and you're like, oh, I'm going to visit my family, and then you're popping up on Instagram in the Bahamas with your boyfriend that everybody hates, that's probably going to ruffle some feathers. And yeah, I mean, it's a C minus. It's like, it took me this long to finish it.
Yeah.
It's one of those shows that I still continue to watch, but didn't exactly have me roped in. What it did get me to do though, and which was I guess good on them, they played the whole Selling the OC trailer during the reunion, which I was like, damn, that looks good, because they brought in some new agents and some new drama. So I started watching Selling the OC, like the first 3 episodes. That's also I'll give that a C. I kind of enjoy it sometimes more. Freaking Luke from Summer House just popped into the trailer on a date with one of the agents, and I was like, what the hell is this?
Guess he's not dating Tasha anymore.
I haven't I haven't gotten to that point yet of the show. But that's another one where it's like that guy Tyler, who was married to Brittany Snow, really some interesting. I would just love to know the real story, because everything I feel like I watch on that show, I'm like, this is all fake. This is all like, I want the real. Give me the real drama of how this all went down, because they're back filming the show. All the agents at the O Group are like, we haven't seen Tyler or spoken to him in 18 months. 18 months. The only reason you're talking to him now is because the cameras are back up and you're
on
filming.
the show, yeah.
So it's like, that's the reality of it. It's like, oh, we think Tyler's changed a lot and he seems to be getting better, and like, we're all going to talk to him. It's like, no, you don't actually think that. You all have to film with him because he's still technically on the show, or decided to come back to the show. So Alex Hall is the only Alex standing. All the other Alexes are gone. They brought in a bunch of new agents as well. This episode of Salt Lake City, fantastic. Once again, I really want to know what happened on that airplane. But Mary's church, I'm doing construction on it. Mary's church was completed, so they filmed an episode of the service of them back in the church and her speaking, and she directed a lot of comments at the women that were there. So I'll give it a. I think I had high expectations though, because Andy was like, "It's such a great episode." I mean, it was a good episode, but I wasn't like blown away. Give it a B+. It's a good episode. I mean, Salt Lake City's been fantastic.
I have to set myself a reminder to watch this damn show.
Oh, you really
because
do.
My plan was this weekend to watch Salt Lake City, and it completely escaped me.
Yeah.
I'm setting myself an alarm.
Yeah, you should.
Because I'm watching that tonight.
Right. Open up that Peacock app, girl.
Frig.
Get watching.
No, I'm not kidding. I'm literally setting myself an alarm.
Get
right
watching. And this is the week to do it. I'll grade the rest of Special Forces because we do have Sean and Andrew on, and I watched all the way to the finale. And we talk a lot about the finale with them, so I'll save my thoughts for there. But it was a really great season. I'll give it a B. I thought that it was a great cast, and I was just so hyped that it was Sean and Gia that finished the whole thing. Like, I just think that's so amazing and such an accomplishment. And I said it to Sean too, but like the two smallest girls to tough this shit out. It's like the women.
So cool.
Women were, they showed that they're just so mentally tough.
They are.
Because when some of this shit push comes to shove, these guys crumble at the mental aspect of the game. The physical aspect, sure, they're okay.
Yeah.
But the mental aspect, like
women, we got that mental toughness.
Yeah. And I just thought that was great. So I watched that. I caught up on Grey's Anatomy. You know me. I'm like, I'm still locked in, and this was before the little fall break we got here. So of course there was a cliffhanger once again. So I don't really care I don't think anybody even cares if I spoil Grey's Anatomy. But if you do, don't listen to this one sentence that I'm about to say right now. But if they do anything to Joe, I will be furious. Don't. There's some characters that I'm like, if a tragic accident were to happen and Owen's time comes to an end, fine. Watching Owen's relationships throughout this show has been a disaster. He's freaking divorced again. It's like the guy, I don't know what it always happens with him. But if something happens, because they left us on a cliffhanger with Joe's pregnancy. And they already did it at the beginning. I'm like, can't Joe and Link just be happy? Link already gotten it. Something already happened to Link to start the season. It's only been 6 episodes, 7 episodes, however, 6 episodes. I'll give it a C minus. C. Actually because before the fall finale, they amp it up. So I'll give this last couple episodes a C. I watched Frankenstein, like I said, the Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein, which is on Netflix. Talk about a dealer's choice. I opened up Netflix after the Eagles game, and I saw the new Minka Kelly Netflix romance called Champagne Problems. And the preview started playing, and I was like, damn, is this what I watch? Like, I couldn't have gone in 2 different directions between that, and then in my mind, I was like, I actually really want to watch Frankenstein because I've just been curious about it. And it was good. I definitely think that when I first saw that trailer, it seemed way more like dark, scary, like just even visually dark, scary, horror. Ooh. Leave it to Jacob Elordi to make that monster like still attractive. Sorry.
Frankenstein's a hear me out.
He is. He actually really is. And I'm sorry, he couldn't. They tried their darndest to make him mangled and piece together his face, but you can still see that bone structure through that makeup.
You know who's also hear me out, and I saw this on TikTok just this past weekend? The Grinch. But like not Jim Carrey.
Not Jim Carrey, the Grinch.
Like the Grinch.
Yeah.
The Grinch. Yeah. I feel like we talked about this last year. Because I'm like, why have I thought about this before?
But we
all
think about it when Martha is like,
Martha's
like, you don't blame her.
Martha's got the right idea.
You don't blame her. Everybody loves a funny guy too. He's a funny guy.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe that's what it is. I like his personality.
Yeah. No, but truly, like, I was like looking at this.
The furry might be tingly.
Yeah. I'm looking at this Jacob Elordi monster, and I'm just like, I don't know. And then it's in 2 parts told via Oscar Isaac, Victor Frankenstein's perspective, and then Jacob Elordi's perspective, the monsters, creatures perspective, and it really makes you feel something for the monster because he's been created and he can't die, and all he wants to do is die.
Have you ever
and
seen
he's
the
stuck.
original?
Yeah, of course, but it's
You
like
feel bad for him.
I know, but I didn't know what direction they were taking this story. You know?
And you know what gets me going? When people are like, the monster isn't called Frankenstein. It's
Right,
the
right.
doctor.
Yeah.
The doctor is called Frankenstein.
Yeah, well,
It's
it's
yeah.
Victor Frankenstein.
right. But like the monster.
I know.
The monster
it's
is
tough.
Frankenstein. Like
It's
when you're
tough.
dressing up for Frankenstein as Halloween,
Yeah,
for Halloween,
yeah.
you're dressing up as
Right,
the monster.
which really is inaccurate.
You're not
but-
dressing up as a Victor Frankenstein.
Yeah.
But don't they end up calling the monster Frankenstein?
I don't know. I
Sorry,
don't
not
know.
to bring up such a deep conversation.
Yeah. I don't know because let me tell in
Yeah, they
this-
call the monster
Yeah.
Frankenstein because it's the last name of the creator,
Right.
Victor Frankenstein.
Right.
And but people, it's become a popular misconception through films. The monster in Mary Shelley's novel is never given a name.
He's never. Yeah.
But
yeah.
calling the creature Frankenstein is understandable given its relationship as the son. But
Right, because then even on the end of this movie, they're like they call each other. It's like a father son.
then Bride of Frankenstein,
Yeah, that's where.
where it's the monster,
Right.
that's how then it becomes
Yeah,
synonymous with that. Where you're like, well,
yeah.
then the monster is Frankenstein.
I thought Mia Goth was also really good, and Oscar Isaac was great in it as well. But it wasn't like
Sorry.
just getting into the
There's a-
genealogy of Frankenstein.
There's a Reddit thread that popped up. It was like, the monster's name is Frankenstein. There's always that one asshole that needs to be clarify that the monster from the book Frankenstein is not given a proper
Yeah.
name. It's like, yeah, there is always that one person that's like, it's not actually Frankenstein.
Right.
Well, you know what? Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
He's Frankenstein.
Well, in this,
Well,
in,
did you just
in
fake laugh at me?
no, I wasn't.
That like sounded like right. Did you see that?
I heard it.
She went-
I didn't see it.
Like, okay.
To be honest, that was a real laugh, but it came out weird. I
it
don't know
came
why it
out
came
like
out weird.
such a fake. Like, okay,
I don't know why
you
I
don't need to
laugh
give
like
me a
that.
phony. Don't give me a
It
pity
wasn't.
laugh.
It wasn't a phony laugh. Yeah, it did sound weird though.
Don't pity me.
It sounded weird coming out. I turned my face like this. Maybe that's why. It sounded weird coming out of my mouth.
I was like, okay.
Yeah.
You've never pitied me before. Why do that now?
I didn't like the sound of that at all. Really,
You've literally
I went-
never given me a fake laugh. Like, why start?
No, I did not like
I'm
that.
like dressed like Frankenstein. Continue.
Dressed like Frankenstein. You're in a striped shirt.
I feel like Frankenstein, he wears the striped.
She wears stripes.
Doesn't Frankenstein wear the
Oh
striped?
yeah.
The striped shirt?
Yeah. Look, I have Guillermo del Toro's
I'm sorry.
idea of Frankenstein
I'm
in my
sorry.
mind right now.
I am talking
not
about old
the
Frankenstein.
like cartoon Frankenstein.
You ever watch Young Frankenstein, the movie?
No.
Ugh.
Does Frankenstein wear a black and white striped shirt? Or am I making shit up?
In a lot of the cartoons, he's in an orange shirt.
What am I thinking of? I'm picturing
You're
Frankenstein.
thinking Beetlejuice.
Yeah. Yep. Obviously, I know what
Yep.
Frankenstein looks like, but
Yeah.
I was thinking of another.
You're thinking Beetlejuice. I think.
character.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But no, I like it was a very very beautifully done movie. It was certainly not like as dark as I would think. You know what you're getting into. You know this guy is taking bodies and putting them together to make a monster.
Mhm.
You know, so there is certain like bodily things that you're like you're watching him cut feet off of dead bodies and different parts to like
Mhm.
put it all together, which can certainly be unpleasant.
Mhm.
But all in all, like that's probably some aspects of gore in it, but it's not. There's no like, not as much like horror to it. I know it's kind of like horror sci-fi, but I don't find as much horror to this story. More in like a sci-fi type vibe. But I thought Jacob Elordi was fantastic. And that's, you just think about all that time in the special effects and makeup chair and everything to get that whole look. but he was good. He had I was impressed by him in this role. I'll give it a solid B, because it's not like a story that you're unfamiliar with, but I thought all of the acting was fantastic, and the pacing of it was really good too, because it was still like a 2.5 hour long movie, but it had me pretty locked in on my Sunday nights. And we already talked about Wicked for Good last week, but I will give Wicked for Good a B+. Loved it. I think there's a lot of discourse online right now around this movie and like what would have happened if it wasn't put into 2 parts, and
Would be way too long of a
right,
film.
right. Well, but it's like they're like, look, they spent years. Like Wicked has been on Broadway for years, and they've done such a great job with the stage show of keeping it at whatever 2 hours and 45 minutes, almost 3 hours with an intermission and whatever. Movies are always going to expand on a stage performance. There's just so much more that goes into it. But I think because the second act is just, the pacing is just different anyway, because the first act is so different, and there's more material, I think, in the first act than in the second act. You know, you're adding you're adding a couple songs, or adding a couple things, kind of. It almost felt like they were trying to stretch this movie out a little bit. And of course, it paid off for them in the long run, making this 2 parts. It made us so much fucking money that it makes sense. Could they have tried to do it in 1? I think they could have. Mm-hmm. But I understand, obviously, why that did not happen. But all in all, like, loved it. And would I absolutely go see it again? 100%. And I still really enjoyed it, despite, you know, certain critiques here or there, but nothing crazy. I've seen a lot of opinions on Michelle Yeoh's performance as well, which I think she's such a fantastic actress. I do think that maybe this was miscast a little bit, especially in this second act. The singing becomes more apparent, you know, which is fine, but TikTok's gotten a hold of knowing who else auditioned for Madame Morrible, and you know when that happens, everyone's like, it should have been this person, it should have been this person.
Always.
That whole thing. But that is everything that I watched.
You guys did great Dancing with the Stars.
Oh.
Prince Night. I will give it an A. I mean, the whole season, just, you know.
Yeah, it's been so good.
You know what? Actually, I'll give it an A-.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it an A- because although I love Prince, it felt like a couple of the songs maybe didn't
forced.
Hit as hard with the dances.
I'm
thinking about Alex and Val's Argentine Tango.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like an Argentine Tango needs a song that fucking hits right and hits you. It hits you
right.
hard.
And Little Red Corvette wasn't.
Yeah, and that wasn't it for the Argentine Tango.
Which is not their fault.
Not their fault at all.
I do think I think that I also fall in that category. I'd give it an A- as well. It's so good. I just don't know if I would have gone with a theme night for the semifinal.
I agree.
I love a theme night, and I love the themes throughout the season, but towards the end, I get a little tired of the theme nights. Like, then I'm like, this is their time to really shine. And I love when the pros get a little bit more like in their bag of creating a dance that goes with a song that they have more creative choice over or input in. And when you have a theme night, like you have Prince nights, you really only have so much to work with. And that, I think, can limit your choreography a lot.
For sure.
So.
Okay, I watched All Her Fault. I had finished that before last week, but I was at jury duty.
Yes.
I liked it a lot. I actually liked the first half better. I did not like the second half of the season, but it got to a point where I was like, this guy, like, this is just the worst guy of all time. Like, it kind of got a little slightly ridiculous for me. But I still liked it. The nut allergy thing or allergy thing kind of hit
Soy.
home a little hard, but I'll give it a B plus. Like I thought it was great. It was just it kind of got a little crazy at the
Yeah.
end for me. I've been watching Pluribus, the Apple TV show. I think it's really good. I think you said you didn't enjoy it. You put it on.
I know. I didn't even press play.
Oh, I thought you said you put it on.
No, I opened it up and I said, I'm not interested
Yeah,
right now.
I could see you either really liking it or really hating it. It's one of those shows, but I think it's like a really cool idea that it is kind of shocking that no one's ever thought of this idea, I guess, but
Yeah.
it's pretty crazy.
Mhm.
I don't know her name, the actress, but she's really good. Look it up after.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll give that an A minus, the first 4 episodes. Murdoch, the last one I watched, I'll give it a B. Like the story is crazier than the show being good, if that makes sense. Like
Yeah.
I'm just kind of shocked that this story is true every time I watch the episode.
Yeah. Yep.
So I'll give that a B. I'll give Dancing with the Stars a B plus. Now I'm just watching it,
Yeah.
which is, I thought it was.
Yeah, you're in the mix.
Yeah, I was upset that Whitney was sent home. I think that's kind of bullshit. But hopefully Robert wins. I think he should win.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I think I'm torn
I
between him
think
and
that
Alex.
if Elaine or Dylan wins and people are excited for them, that's just like really hypocritical. If those people were also mad that Andy was still on, because now I feel like it's like they're getting pity votes too.
They're still way better dancers than Andy.
They are, but like they're not nearly as good as the people who should win at this point.
Yeah, yeah,
And
for
Elaine
sure.
shouldn't be on the show.
But once
Elaine or Dylan should have gone home this the past week.
Yeah. Yes.
I'll give it a B plus. Enjoying it. It is just like the live aspect is always fun.
Mhm.
Like you're watching with everyone. The Beast in Me I finished. I'll give that a B minus. Like it was good. Claire Danes, I haven't really watched much with her, but she kind of creeps me out. I don't know why.
Yeah, I never watched Homeland.
She
so
always
I-
plays a quivering actress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a little bit too much quivering for me.
I saw people very much comparing this character to the Homeland character.
Yeah, never watched Homeland.
Yeah.
The villain I said earlier though, this guy was so creepy.
Mhm.
Like, so he was good. But I'll give it a B minus. Like I thought it was a good show. I rewatched The Town. I don't know why, just popped up.
Nice.
Solid.
And that's just an A.
Always.
Just a classic. And then I watched Oh Hi the other night.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Logan Lerman, Molly
Oh,
Gordon.
hi.
Oh Hi.
Oh, hi.
Oh
Yeah.
Hi. I don't know.
I don't know
what
why
the, I, don't
I
know what
like
the
thought of like
inflection-
Ojai, like the place,
Yeah, Hawaii.
like
Oh.
California. Like I just like I
Ojai,
I
is
heard-
that
I it's a
California?
it's a town. I don't know why that was my first thought.
Yeah, I didn't really
Oh, hi.
know what
Yeah.
to expect going in. And I was slightly buzzed when I was watching this, so I didn't really was fully invested my attention on
Uh-huh.
it. But it
I
was
feel like I see it on like everything. To
It's
like
on
as,
Netflix
as an
now.
option
I keep
to
seeing it
stream.
as soon as I open up. It's just
that's
like,
why when I was at your
Yeah.
apartment, I hadn't seen that it was on Netflix, but it popped up on
Right, it
yours.
was
So I'm like,
when
oh,
I
I'll watch
saw it on Netflix too. I
Yeah.
thought about it last night as well, and I was like, nah.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about it. I thought it was going to be more of like a rom-com type thing, and it's not.
dark comedy is what it said.
Dark comedy, but it was just like, I mean, I don't think it's giving it away. I don't think it's giving anything away, but basically like he doesn't want to be in a. They go like on this weekend trip to like rent some house,
Yeah.
and everything seems fine, and then he's like, I don't want to be in a relationship when she's asking like basically like what they're gonna be, and so she like locks him to a bed, or he was already locked to the bed because of some like kinky sex
Oh.
thing, but she like won't unlock him from the bed until he like basically agrees to be in a relationship with her. It kind of just got weird, and there was just like no character that I was like enjoying.
Mhm.
So I'll give it a C. But it was short, harmless,
Mm-hmm.
but kind of like, I don't know, this is kind of weird,
Yeah.
but yeah, and that's all I got.
No Jonas Brothers movie.
I'm not going to grade that off the 5 minutes that I had
Fair.
it on.
That's
Yeah.
fair. You didn't watch the whole thing.
No. And like, I think, like as I was saying, it's like if you're a Jonas Brothers fan, I couldn't think of
Yeah.
anything I'd enjoy more. I would have watched it. Like I enjoyed the parts from the 5 minutes that I had on.
The musical took you
Like
out of it.
them like backstage being like, oh, like I can't believe Will Ferrell that was there, or like talking about our stalkers, like who has
Yeah,
more
yeah.
stalker. Like that was all very funny. Like
Mhm.
I just wish it was all that. But when they like break out into song and it lasted, I actually like waited. I'm like, oh, maybe it's pretty quick, and it was like going on and on and on. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
The musical, wasn't for
Well,
you.
you should try it and just maybe like fast forward.
Fast forward through the songs.
Like fast forward through the
I
songs.
was kind of curious to see like what other cameos there would be.
Yeah, you could just you could fast forward through the songs, see how you feel after that. I forgot to say that I watched episode 2 and 3 of Task.
Oh, Tess.
Joe and I are watching that. It's a more of a heavy lift. Like it's good, but I'm like buckling up to watch each episode. One, because they're very long.
Yeah.
And two, because it's like it's heavy.
Mhm.
There's not much comedic relief.
No, it's pretty heavy and dark, and yeah. So it's like around every turn, it's like, oh, something more depressing is happening. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're like hearing more of like what happened with Mark Ruffalo with his son and the wife, and I was like, oh God,
Mm.
like this is just. It is dark, and they basically kidnapped a kid. I don't know. There's a lot going on. It is very good, but Joe and I have definitely gotten to the point where like certain nights we're like, oh, do we watch a Task? And then we're like, oh, let's just watch something like you're like let's just
Light,
like
yeah.
put on Squid Games,
Right, something light, yeah.
like something else. But 2 and 3 were good. I mean, I'll give it a B plus. I mean, they're really good. They're fantastic episodes. It's just like I don't know if I'm in the mindset
Mhm.
currently for that. So
Take on the task.
Yes, nailed it.
Yeah.
That's it for me.
All right, that is everything we watched, and we will be back next Monday with more Weekly Watch Report.